A gunman who shot a grandad through the window of his northeast home and two of his accomplices have been found guilty of murder. Barry Dawson was fatally shot through a downstairs window of his terraced house on Elm Street, South Moor, Stanley, on April the 5th. Emergency services were called to the street shortly after 5 p.m, but nothing could be done to save the life of the 60-year-old who worked at nearby KP Snacks plant. 5 men were later charged with the murder and have been standing trial at Teesside Crown Court. On Friday, the 31st of October, after a 3-week trial, the jury returned their verdicts and found 3 of the defendants guilty of murder. There were Sean Ray, 30, of Sabin Terrace, Stanley; Kelvin Craig Lawson, 37, of Frosterley Gardens, Stanley; and Thomas Lee Sterling, 22, of the Avenue, Stanley. Keith Edward Darwood, 38, of No Fixed Address, and his cousin, Kevin Darwood, 38, of New Durham Road, Stanley, were both found not guilty of murder or manslaughter. Both men had previously pleaded guilty to perverting the course of justice by attempting to burn out the getaway car. They will be sentenced at a later date. The trial heard after receiving threats earlier in the day. On April the 5th, Sean Ray armed himself with a pistol and travelled to Elm Street in South Moor, Stanley, with 4 accomplices. The front room window of Barry Dawson's home was then smashed with a brick by Lawson before Ray shot the 60-year-old at short range through the broken pane. Mr. Dawson was shot with a 9mm bullet, which was found lodged in a cushion on the sofa in the property. The bullet entered his left upper chest and exited his back. Following the murder, Ray and his gang fled the scene in a Seat Arona, with Ray, Lawson and Sterling fleeing to Edinburgh. That night, Ray eventually made his way to Northern Ireland, where he was eventually arrested days later. After the shooting, a major police investigation was launched as CCTV of the moment the shot was fired circulated on social media. Following Mr. Dawson's murder, his family released a heartfelt statement. His family said Barry was a much-loved father, granddad and partner who will be greatly missed. We are truly devastated, and his loss will leave an enormous gap in our lives. Senior Investigating Officer, Temporary Detective, Superintendent Neil Fuller of Durham Constabulary said, "These men set out that afternoon, armed with a gun. They had a plan. They wanted revenge. Barry Dawson was an innocent man who should have been safe in his own home, but they killed him in broad daylight. They also had a complete disregard for the young children and other residents living in the street, who must have been terrified. There is no place for guns on the streets of County Durham and Darlington, and we take a zero-tolerance approach in tackling and bringing to justice those who choose to carry such weapons. I would like to thank the investigation team for their hard work and dedication, which has made sure these men are now facing the consequences of their actions that day. My thoughts remain with those who truly cared about Barry," he added. Please like this video, please comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.